bitch, get naked.
Hey, here we go. Run that episode. I don't even know what episode I'm on. I think I'm on episode 8. I'm going to go with 8. If it's 7, 7's cool too. 7's a great number. Michael Vick, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, American hero. Michael Vick revolutionized the quarterback position. If it's number 7, dope. If it's number 8, Alexander Ovechkin, Cal Ripken Jr., number 8's cool also. But this episode, once again, is a fight breakdown. FS1 fight night. It's not a main big old UFC card, pay-per-view card. It is free on Fox and is also free. There's the prelims on Fight Pass. These free Fight Pass prelims, they got 5 bouts going. Sometimes it's only 1 or 2. They got 5 going. So go ahead and download Fight Pass, support the cause. Get your fight knowledge going, and you can watch some early prelims for this card on Saturday. I'm just going to get right to it. I don't have too much time for the BS. I got working a little bit. It's going to suck, so I'm just going to get this one. I'm just going to pop this out, talk some shit about these fighters who would most certainly murder me if they see me in the street. Anyway, let's get it off. I'm going to skip the Fight Pass prelims that you should definitely watch because they're going to be super interesting because I don't know anything about these fighters. I'm not going to talk shit about stuff I don't know. I'm a real one. If I know a little thing, if I know something about it, then I'll talk shit. All right? I'm not just going to make shit up. All right. First fight on the FS1 prelims, Fox Sports prelims, fight night. We got Thiago Old Man, the Pitbull Alves. They call him the Thiago Pitbull Alves, but I want to call him Thiago the old sleepy Cocker Spaniel Alves. I mean, he still kind of looks like a Pitbull. I mean, just like facial structure-wise, and like he's got a bald head. But he's a lazy old bag of bones dog, man. He ain't going to win no damn UFC fight. Give a fuck who's he fighting. Thiago Alves, 2003. Yeah, he's going to murder dude for sure. But, nowadays, no. Sage Northcutt would eat him alive. I don't give a fuck who is he fighting. He's fighting Zach Cummings, who is a badass. I believe he trains with this cat James Krause, who's also fighting on the card. Krause runs his own gym. Got a bunch of great MMA fighters in there, and they just like pro UFC fighters and fighters who fight in other organizations, and they really train each other out and they do their thing. I know health wise, they do. James Krause is super into like new style like recovery. He's big in recovery. They're not like AKA gym where they're blasting each other away and like fucking each other up with injuries. They're very conscious of that. There's a good gym James Krause is running. Zach Cummings trains there. Zach Cummings is not 102 years old like Thiago Alves is. Thiago Alves, 42 years ago, he was really good at fighting and he took a lot of steroids. Fast forward 50 years, he's old. He's not on steroids. He's going to get knocked out. Pick Zach Cummings if you're betting, folks. Get your fucking money. Next on the fight card is some dude named Frivola. Don't know about him, so can't talk too much shit, but his picture on the UFC website is in black and white. I hope that's a personal choice. If he was like, hey, Dana, how about on the website you make my picture black and white like Killer, huh? Represent me like Ghost. I'll fucking rock with that dude. All right? He's also fighting a guy named Marco Polo Reyes. I don't know jack fuck about Marco Polo Reyes. I feel like I've heard that name a while ago, so maybe he was nice back in the day. I feel like I remember Mike Goldberg saying that name, so maybe he was nice good amount of years ago. So I'm going to go... this is all pure assumptions, too. I'm not going to do my research here on the spot for you and try and bullshit you. I don't know too much about Marco Polo Reyes, but I do know Frivola has a black and white photo, and I'm assuming that he said that he wanted that himself. It's because he's a killer. So I'm going to go pick Frivola for no reason at all, besides the fact that he could be a killer because his picture's in black and white. Next on the card, Aaron the Spartan White versus James, the head of the gym, Krause. James Krause runs the MMA gym. Got a bunch of pro fighters in there. James Krause I kind of fuck with James Krause because he's not the dopest fighter. He's probably not going to be competing for a championship, I would imagine, any time in his career. I bet you he knows that. This is why I like James Krause. I bet you he knows he ain't fighting no damn title. So he ain't gonna go in there and talk a bunch of shit to some fools and run into some fucking monster like Khabib or someone's gonna beat his ass. Like, he's not gonna do a bunch of something like that. He's smart. He knows the most money he can make fighting MMA and exposure for his gym that he's gonna set himself up for the rest of his life. He's probably not. He knows he's not gonna fight forever. He's fight for the UFC, make his money. When he's fighting the UFC, he ain't gonna try and climb the ranks and ladder. He's gonna fight people who he can have a good bout with. And so he's gonna fight Aaron White, who's like 12-2, and he's 4-2 in the UFC. Like, he doesn't really have that many fights in the UFC, and he's probably gonna get his ass beat. Like, James Krause is nice, and I think James Krause is a little bit of a bully, and he's really smart. James Krause was signed with the UFC. He's a fighter in the UFC, and then decided to go into the Ultimate Fighter House TV show, even though he was already in the UFC. So it was like kind of like a little spin, like, ooh, one of these fighters is already in the UFC. Will he still prevail against the young up-and-comers? Of course he's going to fucking prevail, man. He kicked their ass. He's better than them. He's in the UFC already. He's a bully. He's smart. So I'm assuming Aaron White is no test for him. And James Krause has fought some names, all right? He's fought some names, all right? I'll give it to him right now. I'll give you the names he's fought right now. My computer's not going to be a little bitch. It's not that my computer's being a little bitch. My mouse skills, my bars aren't there just yet. I don't got those mouse bars. Anyway, yeah, he's on a 3-fight winning streak. But these guys he's fighting, because they're not the craziest dudes. I mean, I don't know who these two fuckers are, Campbell and Cruikshank. But he fought Tom Galicchio. I know Tom Galicchio. Great, solid guy. I'd love having a beer with Tom Galicchio. Is Tom Galicchio going to murder another pro fighter in the ring? Probably not. Tom Galicchio is not that dangerous. James Krause beat him by decision. He's got a lot of decision wins. I feel like James Krause, just a smart guy, goes in there, stays on the outside, fucks people up. Now he's caught some losses. He lost to Jorge Masvidal. But anyway, that's a big name. Lost to Bobby Green. Bobby Green's a nice dude. Bobby Green head kicked him. We kicked him to the TKO to the body. That's fucked up. Bobby Green's a very explosive guy though. Sam Stout, he beat Sam Stout. These are nice names. Aaron White hasn't fought anybody. Therefore, let's go with Krause. Krause knows what he's doing. He picked this fight. Next up on the card, main event on the prelims. Very well could be on the main card. Should be on the main card for sure. These are dope fighters. But I don't know about that. I like this whole card. I think this is a very stat card. Michael Johnson, the reason I'm talking about this is Michael Johnson was talking a lot of shit, saying that he should be the main event. This should be the main event. It could be. Honestly, it could be. Very well could be. But as far as rankings and shit that matters, no. Because the winner of Darren Elkins versus Michael Johnson still isn't anywhere near that title picture. Stop it. The winner of Jeremy Stevens versus Doho Choi, which is the main event, depending on how that victory looks, they very well could be in that title picture. So don't talk to me about it should be a main event, even though it's in your hometown. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really work that way. I think it's good that it's like the last prelim. So it's going to get some coverage. People are tuning in like, okay, hey, the fights are starting. They're going to catch that last prelim fight. And so it's going to get some highlights. You don't want it in between, Paige Van Zandt and Vitor Belfort, because Paige Van Zandt fight, people are gonna be tuning in because she's hot. It might be a boring fight. Vitor Belfort, people are just tuning in to see this old man get knocked out. There's not really a spot for Darren Elkins and Michael Johnson on the main card. You could if you wanted to, because they are that great of fighters, but I don't want. I want to see them get some highlight. Put them on the prelim, the main card of the prelims. Michael Johnson, quit bitching. You've lost your last 3 fights. When you lose your last 3 fights, I don't think you get to say, "Hey, that event that's happening in my hometown, I want to be on the main. I want the fucking main event." Shut up, fool. Go get beat up again. You're fucking 18-12. And I know in MMA records could be deceiving, but I've seen some of these dudes not lose losses. He's a bit of a quitter. Khabib made him quit. Nate basically humiliated him. I've never been able to say that word. I don't know why I tried to say it on a podcast. Like, humiliated. I can't say that. If I try to say that 10 times in a row right now, I bet you I'll get it right twice. Here we go. Humiliated. That's one. Humiliated. Nope. Humiliated. Ooh, 1.5. Humiliated. That's 2. Humiliated. I think I hit that like maybe 2.5 times out of 10. Tough word. Anyway, Michael Johnson versus Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins is going to humiliate this man in the ring. He's going to do it. Because Darren Elkins is an absolute savage. He trains at Team Alpha Male, who's on a hot streak, and not just a hot streak because they're on a hot streak. They're on a hot streak because they're one of the best gyms in the world. I've said this every fucking podcast. And it's true. They'd be surprising people. They'd be knocking fools out. Brendan Schwab, big brown, he said that look for Michael Johnson because he's more athletic, he's a better striker, that he's gonna tag him up, whatnot. Michael Johnson's usually fighting at 155. This fight's going to be at 145. He's going through a nightmare weight cut, in his own words that he says. A weight cut that keeps him up at night. Like, he literally has nightmares and he wakes up like, oh, fuck, I'm cutting weight. Like, that's not chill. Darren Elkins is one of the most beastiest fighters of all time. If you look at one of his fights, I don't know the guy's name he fought because it really doesn't matter because that dude is dead now. He really killed the guy. I know it's fucked up, but whatever. He killed the guy in the UFC. It's the only death there's been in the UFC, like, in the ring. Darren Elkins killed him. He was losing the whole fight. He comes back, he kicks him in the face, kills the guy, screams. He's a savage. There is no quit in Darren Elkins. He's also a great wrestler who trains with other great wrestlers. Michael Johnson has a little quit in him. He's not a great wrestler. I see this fight being a little bit of a war right off the bat. Darren Elkins running forward. Michael Johnson is athletic, does have some hands. He is going to tag him up a little bit. Darren Elkins is going to eat, and they're going to grapple, and Darren Elkins is going to take him to the ground and beat him up. Maybe 2. It's a 3-round fight, so they're going to get done early. Darren Elkins, 2nd round TKO. Boom. Take Darren Elkins. I think he is an underdog too. Go make your money, folks. He's like plus 130 underdog. Take your money. Next, starting off the card. This is a fucking killer card. So that might be like a straight beat down right there, right? And then you go into the main card and you get 2 goddamn warriors. 2 damn warriors. Emil Meek and Brendan Schwab's first team all dime piece. Very good looking man. But I'm not so worried about how fucking fine he is and how many goddamn chicks like his Instagram pics. I'm worried about how fucking long and how damn strong he is. Like, he's a beast. This guy is an animal. There's no quitting him as well. Diverse striker. Good on the ground. Good overall game. He's one of those cats grew up doing MMA. He's from Norway. But standing in front of him is the number 10 ranked 170-pound fighter. It's pretty insane that these cats are 170 pounds. This is ridiculous. You're going to see these guys fight night. They're going to be probably both weigh around close to 200 pounds on fight night. This is fucked up. They cut a lot of weight to get down here. These guys are insanely big. He's fighting Karo Usman. Karo Usman, if you listened to the last podcast, I didn't know the difference between Mark Dysak or whatever the fuck his name is and Karo Usman because they kind of look similar. Call it how you want to say it. I mean, they're fucking both very athletic guys. They had similar haircuts. Usman used to have a blonde mohawk. Dasaki had a red fucking mohawk last time. Usman would eat this full Dasaki for fucking breakfast. This guy, Usman, is the real deal. This is who I was thinking of. Usman is the champion. He is a champion in the making. British Schwab made a great point. He doesn't want to see Usman fight Darren Till and Usman fight Mike Perry, or Mike Perry will die. But like some of these other guys, all these good young guys coming up, Brandon Schwab wants to see him do it the old-fashioned way. Let Cowboy Cerrone fight Usman. Jesus, that'd be a murder in the ring. That'd be so scary for Cowboy. But anyway, there's like Yancy Mercedes is a young cat. There's Usman. There's this Meek. There's Mike Perry. There's this Pablo Santingo or whatever his fucking name is who beat Mike Perry. There's a lot of young cats. Schwab has a good point, and I kind of agree. Let's not see these young cats fight each other. Let's have them take out the old dogs. After this fight, let's see Karo Usman versus... I mean, it's fucked up to say, but let's see Damian Maia get in there. Let's see Damian Maia just fucking gator roll for a goddamn ankle pick fucking leg lock on Usman. He's going to get kneed in the face into the second row. So there's a lot of talent, young talent in this 170-pound division. I would like for them to start picking out the old men. Maybe take Tyron Woodley out once he gets healthy too. Because Emil Meek, Carl Usman, both these guys can be champ one day. These are beasts, but Usman's a big favorite, and for great reason. Insanely good wrestler, but also been just murking fools with the hands, and as tough and as durable, as much heart as Emil Meek has. Usman's gonna light him up. Usman by knockout, possibly first round. And I imagine if Emil Meek isn't dead afterwards, he kind of like wakes up and is like, "Ah, fuck, he got me. I knew he'd get it. I knew he would. I fucking knew it." Definitely not how Norway people talk, but like, this guy's a savage. It's not gonna be a big deal. Usman's gonna go there, do his work, and he's gonna eat the next guy that he fights too. Next fight, Paige Van Zant versus something Clark. Don't know too much about Clark, so don't want to talk shit. Paige Van Zant, we know, kind of overexposed because she's super hot and super cool, super athletic, cool fighting style, trained at Team Alpha Male. But ultimately, kind of got rushed into it, kind of got beat up by Thug Rose. That was fucked up. To even think that them two were fighting, that was fucked up. Thug Rose beat her down. Michelle Watterson, the Karate Hottie, Karate Mama, she beat her down. Paige Van Zandt, it's been beat down recently because maybe the overexposure, it's really popular. They got to throw her against top dogs. Top dogs beat her ass. I mean, she's been humbled. She hasn't fought recently. I know she went back and started training in different places. She was training over there with Cyborg, not like training with Cyborg, but like same boxing coach, same Jason Perillo out at the Ruvka gym in Orange County, and then she's also going up Oregon, training up there a lot in her home roots, and then still training at Team Alpha Male from time to time. So I think this is gonna be a match. They probably have her more lined up for her, just not as maybe she's not a straight killer like Thug Rose or Michelle Watterson was. So let's also add the factor that she is beautiful and super cool and awesome and hot. Let's go say Paige Van Zant gets the win. I think she's an underdog too. Make your money, folks. Make your money. I'm Paige Van Zant, the hottie. Love her. She's always sometimes trains at Wildcard Boxing too. If I see her in there one day, I'm going to freak out. That's not good. I'm not going to be able to concentrate when this girl's over here hitting the gym, hitting the bag, and I'm going to be in there like, oh, goddamn. Because I'll just be thinking, technique is so good, like, so quick and athletic she is. Nothing to do with her body. And how perfect it looks with her Reebok gear. Anyway, next fight. Someone whose body does not look so good in this Reebok gear. Vitor Belfort. Jesus, Murph. I'm looking at the pictures right now. If you were to flashback like 20 fucking years ago, or so long as like 5 years ago, before the Golden Snitch, Dirk Nowinski, and USADA came into picture and the steroid testing came down in the UFC, Vitor Belfort's pictures would look scary. Talking about Emil Meek and Usman being dope? Ah, fuck that. Give me Vitor Belfort. TRT Vitor. Now? Jesus, Murph, this is disgusting. This guy's body is the opposite of Paige Van Zant's, man. This is terrible. Vitor Belfort is 104 years old. Him and Thiago Alves were schoolmates. They're both 104. He's fighting Uriah Hall. Now, Uriah Hall is probably in the gym, could be one of the most talented fighters of all time. This isn't just me talking. This is other people talking. This is what they say. He's super talented. But obviously, big moments. He's a head case. Maybe it's a work ethic thing. It's a love. It's a passion. Hey, guys, we're throwing shins and fucking knuckles at each other. Give him a break. It's kind of a hard job. So Uriah Hall has been known to kind of fade in big moments. At the end of the day, this fight in particular, Uriah Hall versus Vitor Belfort, it's big because this is Vitor's possibly last fight. I don't care. Uriah Hall is going to throw some spinning shit, and he's going to knock this fool Vitor Belfort into the grave. I'm gonna kind of try and stop making with the dead guy jokes, like people dying in the ring, but I swear that someone might die in the ring tonight, on Saturday. It's fucked up, man. Vitor Belfort's too damn old. Thiago Alves too damn old. Fuck, like, I make the joke, but I make the joke over and over again because that's how serious it is. Like, I don't know how to be that serious, so I just make jokes over and over. But if I could be serious, I really don't think Thiago Alves, I'm not even gonna go look at their official age because I don't even give a fuck what it is. They're 100 years old. All right, they're 40 something years old. They've been fighting each other. They've been fighting grown professional men, other fighters for 20 plus years. They're 40 years old. Fuck you. They're 80 years old. That 20 years of fighting, that's got to be double, triple the years on you, on your brain. So you're going to go in there and put him up against a guy like Uriah Hall? Get the fuck out of here. Uriah Hall's going to kill this man. It's fucked up. Everybody should feel bad for watching it. And if you do watch it, you should fucking feel horrible. You should cry. And you should go like take a shower after and think about yourself. And probably you shouldn't beat off for a while. You should only do good things. You should go fucking mow people's lawns for them afterwards. Because you're going to witness a murder if you tune in and watch Uriah Hall versus Vitor Belfort. Because I told you. And you did it anyway. You sickos. You can't call me sick because I'm going to be working that night and I'm just going to watch the replay on Instagram. It's not as sick. If you watch the replay on Instagram, it's not as sick. But if you watch it live after I told you there's a murder going to go down, you're fucking sick. Next up, the main event of the evening. Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens versus Doohoo Choi, the Korean Superboy. This is going to be a dope fight if it can last long. This Korean Superboy cat is tight, man. Because he's got some slick little boxing, some cool kickboxing. He's got some cool movement. He don't really give a fuck about the distance. I know they taught his ass karate at one point in his life. I don't know why he don't give a fuck about the distance. But he goes in the pocket, and he be boxing fools. He bopping around, and he's using his toughness and his defense and his heart and his toughness as his defense, and goes in there and he'll throw him with people, which is all cool and all. It's great to watch. I'm down for it. But against like Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens, who's been around forever, and not in a bad way. Not in a bad way like Thiago Alves and Vitor Belfort. Jeremy Stevens ain't that old. He's not like that. Jeremy Stevens still got it. Look for Jeremy Stevens to bang this fool out. Like, Doho Choi is going to sit there, he's going to dance around in the pocket, and it's going to be a bad night for him. The only way this is a cool and exciting main event is we'll see how long Doho Choi can last. Doho Choi was in possibly one of the greatest fights of the year last year against Cub Swanson. And is because Cub Swanson, he was in there bouncing around, putting cool little slick combos on Cub Swanson. But the reason it was such a cool fight is because Cub Swanson was bashing this fool all around the fucking cage, man. He was socking this fool around, dropping him, stumbling him around, putting him on Queer Street, rocking him. Well, Jeremy Stevens hits way harder than Cub Swanson. Way harder. And he's all about fucking people's legs up, man. He fucked up Gilbert Melendez's legs. Gilbert Melendez is badass. He destroyed Gilbert Melendez in his legs. Look for Jeremy Stevens come out there and just like meet him in the middle and be down to stand in the pocket and bang with Doho Choi and fucking just slick him in the jaw and just like 1, 2, 3 kick to the leg, 1, 2, 3 kick to the leg, and just probably a first round knockout. Look for like 3 or 4 fucked up leg kick combos, and then like one of them like the full kind of limps, and then you're gonna see him like you're gonna see Doho Choi kind of it's weird, I can see it happen. Doho Choi's gonna kind of limp. And you're going to see, like, oh, someone's going to be like, oh, he's limping from the kick that just happened. And he's going to kind of try to throw a bullshit punch off that limp. And then this fool's going to, Jeremy Stevens going to counter. He's going to rock his shit. He's going to put him out. He's going to drop him. Doho Choi is tough. He won't go out immediately. But Jeremy Stevens will put him away. Unlike Cub Swanson, Jeremy Stevens will drop the hammer from the top position. That's what he does. That's how he finishes fights. You see a lot when, like, sometimes fighters will drop somebody. And, it hasn't been in their game in the past to like finish them out like that. They usually don't win like that. They drop a fighter and they just start rushing him and they start going crazy on him. There's other fighters you'll see him drop somebody and they're used to this, and those last couple blows that puts the fighter straight out so the ref doesn't fucking stop and the person like regains consciousness, kind of holds on, and like fight keeps going. You see fighters who really know how to end that shit with the ground and pound. Jeremy Stevens is one of those guys who this is his game. He drops you because he rocks you. And you do have a chance to get up if you're a badass like Doho Choi is. But this fool has accuracy with the ground and pound. That's what I'm trying to say. He has accuracy, and he has the means to put it away. I got Jeremy Stevens by knockout. So, folks, if you want to make some money here, combine the knowledge I'm about to tell you now with the knowledge I'm about to tell you in my next podcast, sneak preview, next podcast, I'm talking about the foosball games coming up this weekend. Yeah, that's right. NFL playoffs, baby. There's a couple picks out there I like in the NFL playoffs. We're going to pick those, and we're going to combine them with the picks I'm going to tell you now. You do that, you put $100 on there, you might be able to get yourself a new house. You see how I did that little pause right there for dramatic effect? Because I'm fucking dead serious. If you do what I'm going to tell you right now and you put $100 on it, you'll win a new house. Don't fucking believe me? Boom, you catch that another dramatic pause of silence? I'm going to do it. Me and my boy DB are putting $100 on this parlay card I'm about to spit out right now, and we're going to win a new house. And if you're a cool chick, you're a cool dude, and you like to toss some fucking footballs around, some frisbees and shit, and drink some brewskis, fucking barbecue some steaks, come on fucking over. Bring your own steak, though. Come on over, because this summer we're getting a fucking house. Maybe even next weekend, because we're going to hit this parlay card. Ready? Here's the parlay card. You take Cummings over Alves. You take James Krause over White. Darren Elkins over Johnson. Usman over Meek. Obviously, you take Hall over Vitor Belfort, even though I kind of feel fucked up for even saying it because it's going to be a murder. But you take Uriah Hall, and then you take Jeremy Stevens over Doho Choi. Oh my God, man, that's six fighters. Calm down. Uriah Hall, that's not really a fight. That's a murder. Usman versus Meek, that could go either way, but Usman's going to fucking beat him, all right? Usman's going to be a champion. He's going to beat him. Thiago Alves versus Cummings. That's not a fight. That's a fucking murder. Thiago is too goddamn old. So that leaves 2 fights. James Krause versus Aaron White. We already told you about Krause. He's a bully. He picked this fight. White's going down. So you got 1 fight you got to bank on. And it is Michael Johnson, the favorite, versus Elkins. Do yourself a favor if you don't believe me, folks. Look up Darren Elkins' last 2 fights in the UFC. I'm done. Pick those fights. That's it. That's my breakdown of the next fight. UFC Fight Night on Fox this Saturday. That's my breakdown. There it is. Make sure you like my steez with the fucking button and fucking repost and share. Do all that cool stuff. Sloan Wins on Instagram. Brandon Sloan Wins on Instagram. Sloan Wins on Twitter. Let's get it done. This is going to be a cool fight card. I'm pumped for it. And then keep your eyes peeled for the next episode to run that. It's going to come to you quick. It's coming out hot. I'm going to start pumping these out. Ready, set, go. Woo!
Run that podcast. Get your ass up. Run that podcast. Get your ass up. Run that podcast. Get your ass up. Run that podcast.
Run that shit, bitch. Get naked.